Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 53 of the Mile High Game Guys Board Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Adrian.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're here to talk about board games.
And other things.
I
have a piece of paper in front of me. I don't know why. Yes. That was from last time. Okay.
Now we know.
Now we know why Zach had a piece of paper in front of him.
Did we win any Battlegrounds since last time?
Yes. Yes. I had my first solo one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one that you actually won.
Yes.
Yeah. And a lot of number twos.
Yeah, we had a lot of those.
Yeah. The new patch is out, and it's made the game a lot more stable.
Yes.
That's nice. And some new maps. Really just some new skyboxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are skyboxes?
It's just like...
It's normally like cloudy, kind of like how it is today. And then there's like clear skies, and then there's one that's like dusk.
Yeah, okay.
With like sunset. Yeah. But it changed the lighting on the map and stuff, too.
Yeah.
So.
It looks pretty interesting.
Yeah.
They added a new weapon, a couple new weapons, although only one that regular people can get.
And the other comes in the air supply drops that are Murder Central.
Yep.
But it's a new assault rifle that takes 7.62, which only like one other gun takes, and then the worst pistol in the game, which is a revolver, because you individually have to load them, and it's like real time, and it's like ka-clink, ka-clink.
It's the worst gun in the game.
Ka-clink, ka-clink, ka-clink. Oh, now I can start shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really annoying.
Or I could just get like a fully auto Glock and annihilate people.
Yeah. It's gotten to the point now. If I have nothing and I see that pistol, I just go look for something else.
I'll take the ammo.
Yeah, I'll take the ammo.
That still seems excessive.
No, I would rather try and punch somebody than get stuck trying to reload that gun.
They did add where you can now load a couple rounds and stop the reloading and then start shooting with it.
Yeah, but then you have two shots and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, but if it's shooting 7.62, that's a big round.
It is.
Yeah.
You have to hit with it.
Yeah.
People are jumping a lot.
Yeah.
Get good.
Get good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use the revolver the whole time.
Yeah, pistols can have red dots on them too, which is nice.
Yeah.
So
the
game's just getting better and better, man.
Better and better every month.
Yeah.
I will continue to not play it.
Yeah, until you do, and then in which case we will stop playing.
Until I finally get truly fed up with you guys playing, and then I'll just buy it just so that you guys all stop playing.
That's how you need to make this stop on the podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
You just need to buy it, and then we'll stop playing.
Sounds about right.
I went hiking.
Yeah?
I did 14ers for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm very sore.
On a whim, too.
On a whim.
Yeah.
We were going to go camping, and then David was like, friend of the show, I'm going to go do 14ers. I was like, who wants to go? No, he was like, who wants to go do 14ers? And I was like, I will. And he's like, what? Because I've like never hiked before.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll do it. And then I did.
I'm not going to lie, that was Megan's exact response as well. I was like, oh yeah, so Jeff's hiking Gray and Tories today. She was like, wait, Jeff? Like, not some other hiker Jeff that we know? Like, yeah, he's going for it.
Yep. Did both. And got top of both. And made it all the way down.
Which is an achievement.
Yeah.
Gray and Tories is not the easiest of hikes.
It is a well-defined trail.
There is
that is the easiest part about that 14er.
Yep. The first time we climbed it, Megan coined two different versions of hiker Adrian. There's 10-step and then 2-step. And so it started out like we got most of the way up the mountain, and it got to the point where I was taking about 10 steps and then like having to kind of catch my breath. And like that was fine, like whatever, she was patient. And then like we got a little bit further along and it slowed down to about like 2 or 3 steps. And that's where she was like, man, I sure missed 10-step Adrian. And then I almost fell off the mountain laughing.
Nice.
I don't know if I ever got as bad as 2-step Adrian.
It was an exaggeration.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite that bad. But
there was some definite points where it was like, all right, we're going to go up this 10-foot section, and then we're going to stop for a couple minutes. Basically, the whole mindset was just like, I'm going to rest, and then I'm going to start walking again until my legs stop working, and then I'm going to stand here for a couple minutes off to the side, and then I'm going to walk again until my legs stop working. And then you do that about 100 times, and you get to the top.
And then you have to go do another one.
And then
well, at least you don't have to go all the way to the bottom and then back up. You just go down 500 feet and then up another 500 feet.
But then you're
and then the other 500 feet is a lot more steep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
It's really good though. I like Gray and Tories. It's a pretty hike.
David will not go back there in his car because, as we read, as of 2009, they have stopped maintaining the road up there.
It's real bumpy.
So you can only get up there with like 4-wheel drive or like high clearance vehicles.
Yeah, I got up there back.
Or his Camry.
I did like 4 years ago in my Sonata. I think it was like 4 years ago, something like that. But yeah, we were in my Sonata, which isn't much better.
Yeah.
It was a very bumpy road.
Indeed.
But
I did over 40,000 steps.
You did. We had to push you.
It was about 10 p.m. and we were camping, and I was like, man, I'm only 700 steps away from 40,000. And then Julie's like, get up. We're going to go walking in the dark.
It was a pretty night, though.
Yeah.
Like, no clouds. It was great.
Yep.
That's cool.
Half moon was out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was really bright.
Right on.
Yes, it was.
So, games. Let's talk about games for a little bit.
I hiked. I didn't play games.
So you played a physical challenge game.
Yes.
Yep.
Can I get up this fucking mountain?
I did.
You did. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised you just didn't try and just roll down the hill.
There was still some snow, and some people totally slid down many hundreds of feet on the snow on the side of the mountain to get down. I was like, wow, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the mountains you can snowboard
Well, no, I mean,
down.
as soon as the snow stops, you just like stop right before it, right? That's just what happens. It's just like, it snows right here.
It came down enough to where the snow was still
okay.
there. The snow was still pretty deep.
No,
but
okay.
I mean, if there was a big rock, you'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Ant wished that he said, man, I should have brought my snowboard.
Well, we camped right behind
I know.
Keystone, apparently.
We did,
So,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Apparently on their maintenance road.
Yes, oh God.
Yeah.
That was every 30 minutes or so, late into the night, we just see a car just slowly come by.
like a huge trailer hauling like a ski lift or something.
Yeah.
They are doing a lot of ski lift maintenance, replacing a bunch of chairs and stuff at Keystone, so that could be. Well, Jeff didn't play anything. Zach, did you play anything?
Yes, I tried a new game that friend of the show Paul has. It's called Klask. It's a dexterity game.
Just, person of acquaintance of the show.
Acquaintance of the
Paul.
So you said, but when we were going over the pre-show, Klask, I was like, oh, I never played that game. I totally played the shit out of that game.
You did.
I was thinking Clasp, and I was like, what the fuck is Clasp?
I don't know. What is Clasp?
It is nothing, clearly. But we played Clask.
Yes,
I
we
played
did.
Clask.
So it's a two-player dexterity game where you're just trying to get basically a ball into your opponent's hole, but it's all based on magnets, and so your piece that's hitting the ball.
Hey, Zach?
Yeah.
How do they work?
It's magic. But it goes on top of the board, but the magnet that you're holding is on the bottom. And so, it's very you seem to struggle with that handily.
Yes.
Trying to just maneuver the thing.
So it's a little tall,
Yes.
I don't know, column on top of the board.
Yep.
That is very, I don't know. If you go too fast, you'll lose control.
Which I did a lot.
Yeah.
Many times.
I would try to like move it forward quickly to hit the ball, and I'd do too much of a flicking motion with the underside,
shoot it
and it'd just go flying all the way across.
Which is one of the ways your opponents can get points. Because there's 4 different ways. It's not just you have to get the ball into the hole. It's because there's these 3 white magnets that are just out there that if you ever get 2 of them on your piece, you lose, your opponent gets a point.
They're in the middle.
Yeah, they're in the middle of the start. Yeah. But like I said, they're magnetic, so it's like you move close to it, and it can just be like, oh, I'm attached to you now. And you can hit those things with the balls and try and hit them towards people. Also, if your piece goes into your own hole, then you lose a point.
Yep.
Or your opponent gains a point. And then also, like you did, losing control of your piece, and usually that means flicking it to the other person's side.
Yes.
Or off the board.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
No.
No, I never saw the pieces go off the board. I saw the balls go off the board a couple times.
Oh, yes, I did that many times. I was going ape shit, trying to do all this cool shit, and it usually involved just the balls and the magnets just flying everywhere.
It's a high-speed game.
Yeah. I enjoyed the hell of it. It's definitely not a better game than like Crokinole or something
Not
like that,
even
but
close.
Like game night wise, it's enjoyable because of how Bob put it, doofy it is.
This is a award nomination for Kinderspiel?
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
What? Yeah.
Might have been
Oh yeah, in 2015. I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
a while back.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it, and it's quick too. So
Yeah, I only played the one game of it, and like you said, I struggled. So of course I didn't like it.
yeah.
No, it was fine.
There's just too much randomness in it. Just
So
things
much randomness.
That ball can go anywhere.
Yeah. So I also taught another person Hanamikoji.
Okay.
And he immediately, after we played it twice, the first time he's like, okay, I actually get the game now, because usually it ends after one round when I stomp that person because they don't get the strategy of it yet. And they're like, okay, now I get it again. And then so we played again because it's pretty quick. And he ended up losing that time after the second round. But afterwards, he's like, oh, I'm going to have to buy this now.
Cool.
So I get another person to enjoy the Hanamikoji.
To spend their money on board games.
Exactly.
Correction, Spiel DR 2017 for Klask.
This year?
Yep.
Huh.
Spiel DR recommended.
Recommended,
so
but
Yeah.
which means it was just shy of being
Yeah.
nominated to actually win the Spiel des Jahres.
gotcha.
But it's up there. It's a good game.
Right. But yeah, that's pretty much all I played.
I played some Coup. It was fun.
Game night Wednesday, I played a prototype game that I'm not going to talk about on here, mostly because I've given all my feedback to the designer, and I'm not even going to mention who the designer was or anything like that. He knows.
He knows who he is.
He knows who he is and what he did.
As he weeps in his car right now.
However, before that, Tuesday night, I went up to Heavy Cardboard and was on a live stream of 4-player Tramways on the new Paris expansion map, which adds a lot of kind of new interesting things that you can do, and the game felt quite a bit different.
Also because you were playing it right?
Also, yes. Turns out we were playing some rules wrong in the past.
Like, one rule that made a big difference, I would say. That one of the main complaints that me and Paul had about the game was because you were playing that rule wrong. So,
although I thought like your main complaint was based around the actual luxury card, leisure card, and like being able to pay all the point and get all the points for it without paying people. No,
it was because you could then be like, oh, I wasted all my money, so now I'm still going to get all these points, and I just take one stress. That's what I was like. I'm like, if the game was playing like we were playing it, I felt that was messed up. But because other people are getting the points based on whose trams you take, then it's.
I mean, you're still getting all the points for the leisure building,
Yeah.
and then taking one stress and not paying. Like that's still.
No, I know, but now you're not also getting like 14 points.
I mean, I don't think anybody quite had a 14-point connection.
Isn't that what Paul got?
Was it 14?
Because it went all the way throughout the board, a shitload of different places. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, when you told me that, I was like, okay, I will give the game one more shot, because that rule change, it affects the game a lot.
Yeah.
So,
but I really like the Paris map. I really want to try the New York map and see how some of its new mechanics kind of balance out and work. And yeah, I like Tramways.
Okay.
And then Megan got to town Friday, and so yesterday, Saturday, we went to Strange and played some games with Paul. I taught Paul Isle of Skye, which we've previously reviewed, and he really liked it. Like pretty much within the first turn, he was like, "Oh, I think I like this game."
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, right up his alley.
Yeah.
For a lot of the same reasons I really like it. And then just before we sat down to record, I taught Megan Colonists. We played just a learning game of the first era.
What did she think so far?
She liked it. I think like she caught onto it real quick. She beat me, which
Not surprising.
unsurprising. Megan's really good at games. And yeah, so I really want to play it again with her sometime. I think that it's going to be a really good 2-player game, especially like when you can skip, like once we're like feels comfortable skipping a couple eras and just playing some of the later eras where there's more going on. I think it'll really make for a great little 2-player game to bust out. So
yeah, I can see that. What did she think of the worker movement? Was that her first time playing with a worker movement versus worker placement?
it was. She didn't really mention anything about it. And I didn't specifically ask. So she really likes like kind of like building things. So like she liked the building your colony aspect. You know, she likes that kind of stuff in games and stuff too. Like she plays Sims, but really she just builds houses in Sims. Or like we play 7 Days to Die, which is like a survival horror crafting game. Or like she likes building the huge bases while I fight off the zombie hordes. And so things like that. She really likes things where you get to build like a base or colony or whatever, what have you. So yeah, it went over well. But so that's been about it. Jeff, you don't have Blood Bowl, right?
No, Ant will be my final game, and as is tradition, I will defeat his. I don't know if they're undefeated, but I will dominate his team, even though he is clearly a more skilled player than I am.
Yeah.
He's like number 4 ranked Norse in North America.
Yeah.
And he finished.
Yeah, what's your rank, Jeff, on that?
I don't know, like 0-ish. Is that better than 1? I don't know.
It's lower than 1. It's lower than 1.
It's lower than 1, so that has to be better.
Yeah.
Probably next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, then I think we're ready to move on to some news and Kickstarter stuff.
Oh, I guess. News and Kickstarter. So there's a bunch of new, heavy air quotes, intellectual properties being moved into board games. First one is Total Recall. It looks like it uses the Good Cop, Bad Cop engine. But
Did you ever play that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you start with a bunch of guns, and you have to steal their turbinium. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Turbinium.
Turbinium. But it's more like it's the movie Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but
Yeah,
it's
the 1990 version.
but it's much more around the like. Does anyone even remember what Total Recall is referencing in that movie? It's the name of a company that like implants memories.
Yeah.
Like no one remembers that. They just remember the part where you go to Mars and kill mutants or something.
Get your ass to Mars. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is more like your scientists like living in dreams, and then like when you get shot, you come out of the dream and then just start like working on the machines to like have your own goals and objectives and stuff.
Gotcha.
So getting shot doesn't mean you're out. You just become your like same scientist dude. That seemed interesting.
Yeah.
Instead of just Good Cop, Bad Cop, Total Recall.
Yes, I agree with that.
Next up in news, we have Cold Mean or Not is bought the rights to the Grizzled and will be coming out with the campaign expansion under the Cool Mini or Not flag.
That's good. It's been treated well under them, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Their non-miniature stuff is actually really pretty solid. They've done a good job of kind of branching out.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And so the campaign is called the Grizzled Armistice Edition.
Yeah. I wonder if they're just going to keep reusing art assets, however, or if they're going to have to make new art at some point for this. Which is
probably at some point.
probably going to be hard.
Yeah.
I hope I don't have to rebuy the whole game or something because it's Armistice Edition, which makes it sound like buy it all over again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was also recommended for 2017 Kinderspiel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I know the Cool Mini. Cool Mini was just publisher on that because they did the English edition
Yes.
of it. Yeah. Next up, we've got the IDW Planet of the Apes board game. Now, this is not War for the Planet of the Apes or Rise of the Planet of the Apes. This is Charlton Heston ass Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. With all of the shitty monkey art.
It's not shitty. It's just old.
Yeah. It's aged.
Yes.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's the film's 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And that's why they're coming out with this board game. So, so you go through the classic film. It's a four-player co-op game. It's done by
Richard Lanius of Arkham Horror.
Yep, sure. I wasn't about to say that or anything.
Yeah.
I didn't have it written down here or had notes prepped.
Whatever.
Did you know how to say his last name?
I was going to try.
God damn it, Adrian.
Sorry.
Don't say names ever again, Adrian.
Oh, wait, that's a name. Sorry.
Yeah.
The coolest part about this is you're not just like people surviving there. Like you are co-op like the four pieces of Charlton Heston's character, Colonel George Taylor's psyche, trying to get him through the Planet of the Apes.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you must work together to get him through.
All right, then.
Yeah, that's what made this sound super interesting. Because, I mean, if I crash landed on a Planet of the Apes, that'd be pretty fucked up, too.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to retail in October for about $60. And it looks like the entire first printing is going to come with a free upgrade pack of plastic minis.
Can't have a game designed by someone that made Arkham Horror without psychological horror.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Yep. There's going to be a legendary digital app, but it's not going to be anything that you want because it's going to be all new stuff.
Yeah, it's like all fantasy based and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
like-
And it's legendary versus like encounters.
Yeah, and then there's going to be like competitive and solo modes, and it's like an all fantasy setting. That's I don't know if I'm going to be interested. If I want an all fantasy setting with a digital card game, I'm just going to go play Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Is this their Hearthstone competitor? Do you think?
Yes.
I mean, that
Like,
might
if
be
they
what
start
they
adding
want
in-
it to be.
Yeah, if they start adding in like some of the legendary encounter stuff in there, I'd play the shit out of an app of that.
Yeah.
Because shuffling and organizing those cards really sucks.
Yep.
Yep.
You're
And
not
then-
wrong.
And then you lose, and then you have to shuffle them all over again. Which
It
is bad.
feels worse.
Yeah.
You're looking at the son of a bitch that killed you, and you're like, "Fuck you! You go right here."
Yeah.
Damn it.
There's a beta sign up for it now, but the game will launch in August. So hopefully that turns out real fun, but we will see. Fingers crossed they get some of their other cooler stuff in there,
Gotcha.
though. Next up is IDW secures the rights to The Legend of Korra, which a lot of people love desperately, and then it was gone.
Yeah. Yep.
This one seems to be a like sport kind of game.
So in the show, there's a thing called the Probending arena.
Okay.
And it was where...
Is that like Naruto?
Is this in the universe of like Airbender stuff?
Yeah.
This is the sequel to
This is
it.
a sequel to
It's like
The Last Airbender.
50 years later or 100 years
Yeah.
later or something
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically in the show. There's a thing. There's the Probending arena where benders fight each other, and so this is a game version of that, and it team play looks like. So
Okie doke. And that one's coming to Kickstarter in the summer, right?
yes,
So I have never watched or consumed any kind of bending related media.
Nor have I.
But I understand that the place to start is the M. Night Shyamalan film, right? That's the definitive version.
that's the definitive one. Yeah, yeah.
definitive.
No, you're not.
Airbender.
Yeah.
Just start there.
You need to start and end there because you'll be dead. You'll just kill yourself right after you're done.
It's like it's all over.
There's a video of basically live footage of people coming out of the world premiere of that.
Oh my God.
And like these are people that are like dressed, cosplaying all, and like there was a guy who's like just like hitting poles and shit, and it was messed up. Yeah, everybody's like screaming. It was just not. No, it's a horrible movie.
What you're saying is everyone was very upset.
Yes. Yeah.
They brought the super fans and then like, here's the perfect movie for you.
Yep.
And then it's just M. Night Shyamalan taking a dump
On all of your hopes and dreams.
on screen for, I don't know, too long.
Yeah.
Sounds like a disaster.
It was.
Right on.
That's it for news.
That is it for news.
But we also have Kickstarters.
We do.
First up on Kickstarters is the Dungeon of Doom handcrafted terrain by Dwarven Forge. This one has destroyed its goal. It's $1.7 million on a $100,000 goal.
Jesus.
About 1,600 backers. This one's got about a week left to go. They've got a crazy amount of pledge levels, but your base level is going to be at about $82 for an unpainted and $119 for a hand-painted version.
Yeah, so I threw this one on there mostly because I want somebody like Ant who plays a lot of D&D or like does painting things. Like, well, somebody like Ant who does painting things, or somebody like, I don't know, maybe Wes who does a lot of D&D. I don't know. One of my friends needs to buy this because I can't afford it, and I won't get enough use out of it on my own to justify it. But I hope that somebody who will get some use out of it picks it up because it looks sweet. It's a bunch of really awesome like terrain to build these huge like fortresses and dungeons and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, like
There's some really cool variety in there.
if nothing else, jump over to the show notes and click the link just to go through and look at the artwork for it because it is awesome. I would love to play D&D on one of these.
Yeah, because like the way you can set out the terrain, you can sort of put whatever you want underneath. So one good example they have on here is like you can make it all lava underneath or dirt or stone or whatever. But
Yeah. They use little
super
like
cool.
anchor magnets to hold everything together,
Yeah.
which is really nice. If you are just super baller and you want to go all out, the highest pledge tier is $3,600, which includes all 15 areas and they're hand painted.
only 11 left. Act now.
Yeah.
So somebody bought it.
There was 240 available.
So yeah, 230 people bought the $3,600 level.
Jesus H tap dancing Christ.
Yeah.
That is
Right?
Yeah. And only, let's see, 75 people bought the 2551 for the gray.
bunch of pussies.
All five
Yeah.
unpainted.
Couldn't spend another $1,000, guys.
But it looks amazing. I really wish that somebody that I knew had at least 25. Yeah, somebody. So Wes, you buy it for $2,500, and then give it to Ant, and Ant, you paint it real nice and pretty
For $1,000.
for $1,000,
$900.
And then
gotta
we'll-
have some savings.
Yeah.
and then we'll play on it. It'll be great.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't have to paint any other stuff. Like it'll move straight up to his
Top of the queue.
top of the queue. Yep.
Yep. Not 800
Says Adrian.
not 800 different Blood Bowl teams that he has.
Not
or
to
that
mention all those Reaper minis. That
his
he finally
Reaper
got.
Oh man, that's a lot of minis.
I just imagine you just grab all that shit. Like he has all these minis on this desk, and you just knock that shit out of it, and you're like, here, that's it.
Fucking stack of terrain as tall as he is.
fuck your Reaper bones, fuck your Blood Bowl.
Yep. This is what you're doing now.
This is your job now.
This is more important than all of those. Yeah, so that is Dungeon of Doom. Like I said, if you're interested in that kind of shit, jump over to the show notes. We'll have a link, and you can take.
How much time does it have left?
It will have
1 week.
about a week as of the time the
Okay.
show airs. So, continuing on the theme of D&D role playing, What's up next, Jeff?
We have Arcana Note. This one is a leather journal and adventure kit for paper pencil RPGs. This one's got about 31K of its 19.5K goal, so it's well past its goal. 464 backers. This one's got about 3 weeks left to go, and a pledge level of about $54.
Yeah. So this one is, I think, pretty much specifically for D&D 5th edition, but it includes all kinds of cool stuff, which really kind of piqued my interest. First of all, I like the leather-bound like adventurer's journal. Like when I was first thinking I might start doing D&D, I bought like a leather-bound journal that I never actually used.
Oh, okay, I was like, I don't remember seeing.
Yeah, no, I never actually got around to using it, but I wanted to make like a adventurer's journal kind of thing. This one seems more functional than what I wanted to do. Mine was mostly like I wanted it to be like my player's journal in the game. This one seems more like it's for the like player, not the character. But it's got things like character sheets, cheat sheets. It's got a neat little collapsible dice tray, GM screen, and then one of the coolest things I think are conditioned spell and item cards that you can use to like kind of keep track of what stuff you have. It has like a dry erase initiative turn order tracks. Like if everybody had this set in theory, then when you roll for initiative during an RPG, you could mark what your initiative is, and it's got like your current HP and your max HP, and that way the DM has access to all kinds of cool information. The back of the DM screen has a bunch of cool stuff for common difficulty checks and skill checks and things like that. Looks cool.
Yeah, it's pretty in depth and looks super awesome.
Yeah.
If I played more paper pencil stuff, I would need one of these just because it's really, really cool. Like,
right?
It's got like cones and shit in there. Like how wide is that ray again? I don't remember. 20 feet, but where's its effectiveness most? Oh, it's within the first 5 feet. Well, how the fuck do you measure that on there? And it's got nice little graphs and shit.
Yep. Things for like light levels, like, oh, am I in bright light? Am I in not light? Yeah. They do have a party pack pledge for a little over $200. They get you 5 of them. So basically, if there are 4 other people who live in the Denver area and listen to the show that want to go in on this, let me know because I'm interested. So, yeah.
And you only have 3 weeks for Arcana Note.
So we can sort it all out. So
yeah, it looks super cool.
Indeed.
You're just subletting all of your Kickstarters.
Correct.
Today.
Yep.
Yes. Indeed. Which brings us to
the biggest Kickstarter of this week.
Oh,
yes.
right.
A fine game called Legal Cannabis. This one has about $1,600 of its $15,000 goal, 33 backers, and about 3 weeks left to go, and a pledge level of $45.
Yeah, so this is definitely not going to fund.
So you got to read the tagline first.
The era of black gold is over. An alternative to oil has existed for centuries. Cannabis. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's real bad. There's nothing about this that seems positive. The board is atrocious. The artwork is... It finally unified Zach and I in hatred of one particular game's artwork.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. I've got nothing I can say in defense of this game.
Yeah. You can hire cops to guard your stuff.
About the best I could say is that... like the artwork, like maybe the guy's not super racist. He's just a really bad artist.
I mean, that's the hope, right?
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Fingers crossed.
But I'm not convinced. But even reading through like how this game's supposed to play, just none of it makes any sense. Like it'll be anything remotely passably good.
And I don't like the fact that so he has an expansion coming, but he calls it an extension coming. Legal Cannabis extension.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Get your terminology right, dude.
Maybe that's their word in Canada or something.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think most...
I'm clearly giving them far too much benefit of the doubt.
You absolutely are.
What is wrong with you, you monster?
Yeah. Good times. That's it for Kickstarters. The nightmare is over.
You can still get in on the early pledge of Legal Cannabis if you want.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
There's plenty of early pledge available still.
Only,
272 out of 300.
Some people are very interested in the game.
I'm not really sure. So it says easy goals, and then it lists and then it shows these pictures underneath. But I don't really get what is that? What is that? Like, is this an easy goal to get, or is I just don't understand it.
It is a complete cluster.
Yeah. Sure can make a lot of things out of Cannabis, like T-shirts,
Yeah.
car bodies, muffins.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've seen the old Cheech and Chong. They made an entire car
They did.
out of cannabis.
Isn't that how they smuggled across the border or
Yes.
something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I believe that was in Up in Smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how Goldfinger did it, too.
Yep.
That's it. Kickstarter's done.
Yeah.
Right on.
And news.
And news.
We do only have 8 trillion emails, Boardgamegeek posts, and
Tons of them.
and random Twitter nonsense.
Yep.
Correct. Which, yeah, so it's good that we're running significantly ahead on this episode.
Yeah.
Because it gives us time to do all that stuff.
Because some of these emails are long.
Some of them indeed are. Jeff, do you want to start with some emails, or you want me to rock with Twitter?
We'll start with emails.
I mean, do you want to tell them what it's about? In case this is the first time they're hearing it for whatever reason. Why are we getting these notifications?
I guess.
God.
When is that? Well, let's.
With your logic.
So we're giving away Gloomhaven.
Yes, there you go.
Well, let's
And-
actually do this like a better transition than that.
No, I think it works well.
Yeah. We're giving away Gloomhaven. Twitter, email. When's it end?
It ends July 10th, which
Yeah.
is
July 10th.
the following
So one
Monday.
more week.
Just under a week.
Just yes.
As the time you're hearing this in your ears, you have less than a week
Yeah.
to enter. And it's noon Mountain Time on July 10th. Don't go for 12:30 because no, fuck you.
That would be a Monday.
Yes.
July 10th.
Yes, it
Yes. So you can enter one of 3 ways to this contest, which is why we have all of these things to read because these are all the ways you enter. Wow, we're on top of it today, guys.
I mean, you're the one that started this out. And
So anyway, so you can enter through email. You can email us. Jeff, where would they email us?
Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
And title it Gloomhaven Giveaway. And then in the body of that email, tell us something interesting, preferably something that we can read. But, definitely something interesting is the most important part.
There are many interesting emails that
Yes.
we've gotten so far.
You can jump over to Twitter and you can tweet us at MHGameGuys and include the hashtag MHGloom and tell us which one of the hosts is your favorite host.
and why?
And why, if there's room in your,
Were we going to cut the
140 tweet limit.
I can't choose, or we're just going to give them a lot of shit about it?
We're mostly going to give them a lot of shit
Yes.
about it. Yeah.
We're going to count them as third votes.
Yes.
Yes. For the final tally,
I'm not sure how. So is it like half for that one that's not just not Jeff?
precisely. So,
All right. Okay.
so Zach and I are a half a point ahead of Jeff, just from that one alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know about the jokes one. I don't know. But the current tally right now is 10 for Zach, 9 for me. Jeff is up to 4. He has doubled his count in the last
Since
week.
last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
All has 3 votes, so we all get 1 extra vote
Yep.
from the collective all votes.
Indeed.
And then there's 1 not Jeff.
Yeah.
And there's
What was the reason for not Jeff?
Because you didn't follow him on Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
posted.
right. Yep.
and then somebody voted for whoever makes the next joke, which depending on what time he made that tweet, I don't know who made the next joke at that
Yeah.
point.
I know it wasn't you. So
No.
Shut up. The other way you can enter, the final way you can enter, is jump over to our Board Game Geek Guild. We have a thread up where titled Gloomhaven Giveaway or something like that, because Zach is very creative with his names.
And literal.
And jump on there and tell us how you heard about the show, how you first heard about the show, and yeah, good times.
Indeed.
So that's how you can enter. You
Yep.
said you got a little bit of time left to do that. Now on to all of the current entries, because there's lots of them, and they're fun.
yes.
Indeed. This first one comes from Paul, titled Gloomhaven Giveaway, as do they all. Several years ago, I was in a play at UCLA that the director had insisted on rehearsing over the Thanksgiving holiday. I had already made plans to fly home to see my family over the holiday, but she said that she would have her boyfriend, who I'd never met, meet me up at the airport right when I landed and take me to the night's rehearsal. So I grudgingly returned from the holiday to Los Angeles. While I was waiting at baggage claim at LAX, I saw Bruce Campbell, Ash Williams himself. Bruce looked around for a bit and then left. A minute later, he returned holding a sign with my name on it. No, Bruce Campbell wasn't the director's boyfriend. But he and Sam Raimi were both longtime friends of the director and her boyfriend, and were even groomsmen at their wedding a year later. She knew how big of a fan of the Evil Dead movies I was, so she arranged for Bruce to come with her boyfriend to pick me up at the airport. It was definitely one of my most memorable moments at school. Paul.
And that is not our local friend of the show, Paul. That's a different Paul.
That's different
But
Paul.
that's a good story.
That's a really good story.
Jeff, how much would you have fanboyed out if Bruce Campbell picked you up at the airport?
Pretty hard. He seems like a nice person.
I mean, if he's picking up strangers at the airport, seems like it.
I'm sure he has a nice car.
Yeah.
I would think so. It'd almost be funnier if he didn't, though. Just has some beat-up jalopy.
Next up on emails, this one comes from no one in particular because there's no name on it.
Yeah, it's Matt, though. I recognize
Okay.
the email.
Yes, yeah, same here.
From Cardboard Carnage.
Gotcha. Something interesting. Patrick Hillier can attest to this story. One day about 3 years ago, there was this backpack that was all tattered and stuff. And when something was put into the pack, it would magically mail itself to another gamer somewhere else around the world. So one day, Patrick got a hold of this bag and he put a small game in it called Castles of Burgundy. The bag shook a little and then magically mailed itself up to the western part of Canada, where the Boards Alive crew got a hold of the bag. The game came out and said it was titled To Go to Lindsay. She was so furious about that she took Aaron's brand new copy of Gloomhaven, shoved it into the bag, and magically shook, and before Aaron could get it back out of the bag, disappeared. Of course, the bag eventually ended up in the great city of Denver in the house of Adrian from the Mile High Game Guys. And thus began the great Gloomhaven giveaway by the Upstart podcast celebrating its first anniversary. Congrats, guys. P.S. If you ship it to Kansas, if I win, it'll be cheaper than almost anywhere else.
Indeed. It would be reasonably cheaper to ship it to Kansas.
Yes.
But it definitely did not come in a tattered bag. So I don't know where the bag went, but we did end up with a copy of Gloomhaven.
Indeed.
Yep.
So
Now we know where it came from.
I also like that, according to the story, it took 3 years from it to go Castles of Burgundy in Patrick's house to Canada to Denver. So 3 stops took 3 years, even though it seems to be instantaneous travel. With it disappearing immediately?
Well, it's instantaneous at the regular speed of time.
Yeah. It disappeared, and you just see somebody just grabbed it and started mailing it.
Yeah. It's magic.
Yep.
It's the post office.
Through rain, snow, sleet, and hail.
Yeah.
It's
Probably not as much hail.
Next
I'm sure their little tank cars are very sturdy.
those things are so old.
Yes. Next email comes from Daniel. This game sounds awesome. And an awesome fact. We used a picture of my own son playing Agricola for his Gifted Talented program application, and it worked. He got in. So teach your kids to play board games for life success. Daniel.
I was in Talented and Gifted as a kid. It was pretty cool.
I was too, yeah.
Like bail out of math class in like 5th grade and go do like logic puzzles and stuff that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I remember being advanced math classes and stuff. A lot of fractions. This was also like 3rd grade.
So many fractions.
Yeah.
Just like...
All right, this next one comes from Bob. Jeff, don't read this out loud.
Fuck you, Bob. Just gonna do it anyway.
An Adrianism I've witnessed in games is that he always has his phone out while he's playing games at the table. It's the thing that bothers me the most about playing games with him, which sucks because he's actually otherwise fun to play games with. Bob.
Real time now.
Yeah, it's cutting real deep.
Yep.
Well, it's nice that it comes from someone else besides us.
Yes.
Yes.
No, well, it's been a long time since I played a game with Bob, but I definitely am not on my phone quite as much unless it's a game that I'm just totally checked out of, which happens sometimes with game night games.
Yeah.
Because they're not Indonesia.
Correct.
Yeah.
They don't entertain my brain.
Next email comes from Healthy Meeple. Hey, y'all. New to the podcast here. I'm actually originally from South Denver. Been moving around now with my family, and we are trying to get back to Colorado. Plans are in 2 years. Maybe one day I will randomly play some games with you guys. So go Broncos. Rockies are doing amazing. Not anymore. Avalanche need to do better, which, yep.
Always.
And who knows about the Rapids? Oh, yeah, and I would love to game with Gloomhaven. I think the Rockies have gone 2-8 out of their last 10, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're on a slide. They're still off to a record-setting start, though, for the Rockies.
Indeed.
Despite going 2 of their last 10.
Gotcha.
Hopefully they'll right the ship and be able to finish strong. We'll see.
Yeah. This one comes from Eric. Hey, if I win, you don't have to worry about shipping because I live near 120th in Colorado. I'm always up to game 2. If any of you guys don't mind going to a creepy fan's house. Eric. He also sent a sweet picture of his crazy, hella awesome board
room.
game collection.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's pretty sweet.
They're all like nice, like
They're
LED lit,
Yeah.
like shelving units, and that's a lot of games.
Yes.
I feel the table could be bigger.
The table could be bigger.
Yeah. Let's criticize this now.
Yes, let's make fun of his awesome gaming space
Yes.
because really it's just we're jealous of that shelving.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, Eric's been a long time fan and listener. Gave us one of our first reviews way back on Facebook and I think even on maybe iTunes.
Maybe.
Can't remember exactly.
Probably.
He needs to come out to game night though.
Yeah. 120th of Colorado.
Not to drive at all.
Not at all.
And that's it for emails for
Right
this
on.
week.
For this week. Yeah, we still have more to go.
There's plenty. There's going to be plenty left for next week.
And I'm sure we'll get more over the next week or so. And so yeah, we'll be reading these emails for forever.
At least 2 weeks.
Seems like forever. But yeah, thank you to everybody who sent in emails so far. Zach, have we gotten any awesome new entries on the BGG?
Yeah. So, Automaton, a pair of weird dudes were talking to Brendan Kemp at Geekway when the short guy of the pair mentioned wanting to play Galerists. After that, it was a blur of jokes, swear words, and downloads.
That's usually how Meeting Us goes.
Yeah.
Jokes, swear words, downloads.
Yeah, that's the goal.
That's where we steal their phone and then use all their data downloading podcasts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just download, delete, download, delete. Download,
Anytime I
delete.
see a download, like a unattended phone, I just get on and I make it download all of our episodes.
Yep.
No wonder we have so many downloads.
Yes. It's all part of my
He's
master
just stealing
plan.
phones.
Yep. All right. Next one is from Jake. Honestly, found out about you guys in the early formative days of the Punchboard media. Then we started talking beer, and friends were made. Friends, beer. This is from He's from Draft Mechanics.
Yes. Jake Bach.
Yes.
Yeah. Draft Mechanic is another one of my favorite other podcasts out there. Back when I was first trying to put together ideas for this show, I wanted to kind of do something with board games and beer, and I couldn't think of a good way to relate them. And so we went the route we did, and things went the way they did. And then shortly after the fact, like a month or two into our show, I found Draft Mechanic, and I was like, well, shit. On the one hand, it's like, damn, there actually is a really good way to combine beer and board games. But then it was also like, it's probably a good thing I didn't go that route because they clearly are doing it better than I ever could have. So, yeah.
Yeah. So next is from Craig. I can't remember how I found your podcast. I generally search my podcast app or Instagram for podcasts about stuff that interests me. I subscribe to a bunch of them at first, but yours is the only one that I still listen to every week.
Awesome.
That's good to see.
That is good to see and hear and read and words.
Those are indeed words.
God damn it. All right. Next is from Maggie. Hello, I found you guys thanks to Facebook.
That's one way to find us.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
One of the many ways. And then we have Philip. I just started with the anniversary episode. I ran out of podcasts to listen to at work and remembered seeing Adrian on the Heavy Cardboard streams. I enjoy the sort of quote-unquote pop rocks conversation.
What is a pop rocks conversation?
I think that we're just all over the place, like pop rocks. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Off the rails conversation.
Yes.
That's how we would reference it.
Which I like. So he says he found us through the Heavy Cardboard streams, and then his little badges on BGG are just a series of trains. So he's a train gamer, which means that our off the rails thing kind of see, they relate. Trains and off the rails. Trains go off the rails.
It's not connecting. Sorry. Nope. I missed the transfer. Sam, I heard you guys through a retweet from Heavy Cardboard.
There we go.
Yeah. And then we have two other people. Umut said, I saw your giveaway on everythingboardgames.com and then listened to your last podcast and decided to join in. And Drunken Boxer, I found out you guys from the content post on everythingboardgames.com. And so I was like, what is this everythingboardgames.com and why do people mention it? And so I looked at it and it was just like anytime there are giveaways and stuff, somebody was like, oh, these people are doing giveaways. These people are doing giveaways. So you should check them out. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that that existed.
A giveaway collection website. In case you're poor and need Gloomhaven.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So yeah, that's it for Board Game Geek for now.
Right on. So Twitter, so both Zach and Jeff did this smart last episode, and they kind of went just in chronological order. Meanwhile, I was just like, I'm going to just pick some that look interesting, which means that I have no good way to keep track of which ones I've talked about. However, I can still highlight a few that I know I didn't talk about last time that were interesting. So Tom at 6 Isles says I'm going to have to pick Adrian because he keeps pushing Food Chain Magnate, and I really want to try it. P.S. My wallet, stop. Yeah, I love Food Chain. It's a great game. Eric says, favorite host is Adrian because of cool hats that he wears on live streams of games. To which Chris, a longtime listener of the show, replied, favorite host is Zach because of the hats that Adrian wears on live streams of games. So,
and then also, when I saw that Eric posted, I go, okay, so how much did he actually pay for you to say that? Because I was like, that doesn't sound right. And he's, hey, a copy of Gloomhaven is at stake. I'll say whatever it takes.
yeah, Alan, we already talked about this when we were going over the numbers. Alan says, my favorite is not Jeff, since he couldn't be bothered to follow me on Twitter, unlike Adrian and Zach.
It's true.
Yep.
To be fair, Alan did actually get to meet both Zach and I. He has not yet met you, Jeff.
Indeed.
So, yeah, you could
Because I didn't go to St. Louis.
maybe use that as a vague excuse.
Yeah.
That was real cool. His girlfriend was nice, too. I taught them the Gallerist. It was fun.
Yes, you did.
See, I already talked about short guys sticking together. Damien, 1 vote for Adrian because he kicks butt regularly on the heavy cardboard playthroughs, which I haven't in a while. So I don't know if regularly still applies, but
Damien, you can still change your vote. You know that, right?
don't do it. Sam says Jeff because he's Murder Shakes Jeff, and that means something to me.
I haven't murdered in a while.
That's true, yes.
I've been busy with outdoor activities. My video game outdoor activity, however, will be murder.
Yes.
Sometimes I'll murder from inside too, though. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so those are the some of the Twitter ones. So those are all the kind of entries that you could send to us. That gives you some examples to work with as you try to decide how you want to enter.
indeed,
And remember that each one of those different mediums, email, BGG, Twitter, all count as one entry into the drawing that we're going to do next Monday on the show. So, yeah, if you want to win a copy of Gloomhaven,
get on it.
get on it. We will cover up to $30 of shipping on said Gloomhaven giveaway to get you a copy of that big-ass fucking game.
We don't want to send 20 pounds to New Zealand or something because that would be expensive.
I mean, I'll send it to New Zealand.
Yes, we will cover $30, but we will not cover that entire purchase out of pocket.
Still might be cheaper.
I'll throw it towards New Zealand and then just see how far it goes.
20 pounds is going to go about 5.5 feet that way.
That's fine. I tried. That's
Going to scuff the box substantially.
only because I'm throwing it on concrete.
Whoever wins, who wants us to throw your box first, please let us know.
Yes.
We will.
Free of charge.
Yeah, it's free.
Correct.
We'll throw it at the UPS driver and have it land in front of him. Be like, that's your package, bitch.
Right on. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up the episode.
That's it.
So thanks for tuning in to episode 53. This one was a little bit of a shorter one. We didn't any of us play a lot of games.
Shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some other things going on.
I mean, it's like the 4th of July episode. So
Yeah. People are going to be busy with the holidays anyway. They want a nice short episode.
yeah. We fit in some even outdoor activities in our conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Megan and I leave tomorrow morning to do a 3-day, 2-night hiking or rock climbing and camping trip. And then we go to Michigan for a wedding over the weekend. So that'll be nice. What do you guys got coming up? Anything exciting?
Might be going to Georgia for a little bit. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Work. That's it.
All of the life went out of Jeff's eyes as he said work. It was pretty amazing.
He remembered that Target's a thing.
I had such a nice weekend. You did. And you're like, what are you doing this week?
So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully everybody's been enjoying the new 2 episodes a week. So if you like all that extra content, maybe think about going over and checking out our Patreon, patreon.com/milehighgameguys. We've got a bunch of different reward tiers available. Thank you to our newest Patreon, Edward from Edward from Heavy Cardboard, also here out of Denver, decided to help support the show, which we appreciate that. I also support their show because they're a great show. Go check out Heavy Cardboard. Also, jump over to punchboardmedia.com.
Do you...
Yes, Zach?
I want to be like, do you support them more than they support us? So is it like, is it equal or what's the give and take on this?
I don't.
We go on their live streams.
I don't think it's important to put things in those terms, Zach. I appreciate all the support that we get from all the people who support us.
Indeed. And we go on their live streams. Well, Adrian
I go on
goes
their
on
live
there,
streams. Yeah. Also, be sure to head over to punchboardmedia.com. We are members of Punchboard Media, and there's a bunch of other great content creators like Boards Alive, who was mentioned in the email from Matt, Draft Mechanic, who's mentioned in the email from Jake from Draft Mechanic, because he didn't mention his own show in there.
Nope.
We mentioned it after the fact.
Indeed.
There's other great shows, a lot of also great written and video content you can check out over on punchboardmedia.com. So go check that out. Yeah, if you want to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of me on Twitter at MHGameGuys.
I am Zach_MHGG.
And I'm Jeff_MHGG.
We are on BoardGameGeek, guild number 2731. Jeff, people can email us, can't they?
They can at emails@milehighgameguys.com.
Fantastic. We are also on Facebook and Instagram at Mile High Game Guys. So go check it out.
Check it out for your health.
Check us out.
No.
I don't download these.
Anyway, I've been your host, Adrian.
I'm still Zach.
And I'm very sore, Jeff.
Bye.
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 So, yeah, whatever. Quit laughing, Zach.
That'll make me stop.
So,
Punchboard Media,
where we all
bring something
to the table.
Pull up a chair
at punchboardmedia.com.